All right, everybody, welcome to the stream for, let's see, what's today's date? Man, it's been a minute since I did a stream, guys. Sorry about that. March 23rd, 2024, we are playing Entropia Universe. Currently, we are going after another BPX P1 or P3. We always get the P3 because it's a better gun and we can use it. Anyway, I apologize for not being streaming for a little while, but we have been doing a few things with the house and doing a little bit of reorganizing with the stream and everything else, so we hope you like the results. We have added some games to the lineup, so stay tuned for some more variety in our streaming.
Can I have a beer, please?
Alright, so where was I? We are killing dusters. We've already got the mission for the skills done, but we still have to finish the arms merchant mission for the Ospen BPX P3, which is what we're working on now. As I was saying, I took a little time off to do a few things around the house and add some games and a few other things to the lineup, work on a few new things that we will be talking about and debuting later. We are going to have, some more things that we stream. And ran out of things to say. Anyway, good to see everybody. After we finish this, I don't know what we're going to do, but we'll stick around in Entropy and find something to do. Maybe we'll get a global, maybe we won't. It's been a while since I've had a global, so I'm about to do one. But before we really get into this stream, I'd like to mention our sponsor, Dubby. www.dubby.gg, all natural hydration and energy drink products. They use the coffee cherry fruit, so you don't end up with the jitters and the shakes and all the other bad side effects that you normally get with drinking too many of those canned energy drinks or hydration products that have caffeine in them as their main energy ingredient. These guys are different. It's all natural. It's keto friendly. It has all kinds of vitamins in it, like vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B6 and B12, and it's just all around good stuff. They have a wide selection of flavors, and every now and then they do single batch flavors that you can only get for a limited time. So if you go to their site, check out what they've got. They also have some merchandise there and some other things. And if you use the coupon code Solis Gaming at checkout, you will get an additional 10% off any order, anytime, all the time. So what are you waiting for? Go check them out. That's Dubby at www.dubby.gg. Alright, now that that's out of the way, stand by. I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Sorry about that, guys. We had a network failure. We're getting everything going again. All right, guys.
Bring in.
Alright guys, if you're just joining us, we got our technical difficulties out of the way. We're streaming again. We're good to go. Alright. Shouldn't have any more network issues. If we do, I apologize in advance for that. As I said, we are going after the Ozpin BPX P3. We're a little ways into the mission. Oh, I forgot to turn that mission in. A little ways into the mission here. After we complete this, I'm not sure what we're going to do. If you're joining us on YouTube and you like what we're doing, please be sure to check out our other videos and keep an eye on our community section. We post things in there that we don't mention on the stream or forget to mention, or upcoming things, and it's a good place to figure out, find out, and keep in touch with what's going on with the channel and some of our various other projects. Please also hit the like, share, subscribe, and comment. Your comments do help the algorithm find us and spread us out a little bit more, which we have a 500 subscriber goal this month, which I don't think we're going to meet. Maybe it'll be next month. Hey guys, how about for my birthday we get 500 subscribers? My birthday next month is on the 28th, so I turn 50, so it would be awesome if we had 500 subscribers on my 50th birthday. So how about we make that a goal instead of just trying for this month? So if you would please help me with that, I would appreciate that. It really does help the channel out, helps the algorithm, helps us spread out and become a little bit more known. So currently we're probably going to be here for another couple hours at least doing this. We still have to fill the bar up, and as you may or may not know, the second part of this mission, if you've never done it before, you need 900 animal oil residue for the BPX3 or BPX P3. My apologies. So you have to fill this bar up and then turn in that much. Let's see, the P1 is the animal muscle oil itself, is I think 900 units of that. Let's take a look. Nope, that's 500 robot component residue, but that's a little bit different from the P3. The P3 is a little bit higher level weapon. So of course it's going to cost a little bit more. Guys, if you are in YouTube, feel free to say hi in the chat. I am monitoring it all. And if you come in late or happen to come in at the tail end of the stream or whatever, we've got you covered. All of our streams are generally available in their categories in video on demand shortly after the stream. We do make those available for everybody in case you missed something. Some of the games we've added. Fishing Planet. And let's see what else. We added Fishing Planet. We're going to be doing a little bit more development. I've done some interesting things with the AI lately. We've separated that from VR chat. It is now a standalone type situation there that we're going to branch off into in some of the streams that we do. We're going to do more development streams for VR chat and other game characters and things as we build out Cora and the game that her and other NPCs are going to be in. And there's a cool thing about Cora, guys. I have the ability to set her up on the website. You guys can talk to her on the website, and then when you talk to her in the game, she will remember what you talked about on the website. So every conversation you have with her, whether it be in-game or through the website, she'll remember those conversations, which is pretty neat. But anyway, more on that as we get that set up, and I don't want to spoil some of the development stuff I've got in store for you guys. We have managed to set up Unity to compile a Windows dedicated server, so we are going to go ahead and start working on a game project in there too, which obviously will involve Cora and other NPCs that are AI driven. And when I say AI driven, I mean like, you know, TensorFlow and that kind of thing. natural language conversations and everything, guys. Gonna do some really neat stuff coming up. Hope you guys are around to see it, because it really is kind of fascinating. We were training Cora the other day, and which may not be the best way to do it, but for the time being, what I do is I'll start up YouTube and we'll run a documentary for her, and she'll learn about whatever the subject of the documentary is, and I'll ask her questions about it to make sure that she actually was learning, and then we move on to the next subject. It's actually kind of cool. I can teach her things without, just let YouTube run, and she'll learn all kinds of stuff that maybe she shouldn't be learning about yet, but, it is YouTube. And if we want her to be as human-like as possible, she's going to need to learn things the way humans do.
Well, it also matters that you're seeing document.
And it's also, it helps that, the documentaries that I play are from trusted sources like the History Channel and things of that nature, the Smithsonian, and, well, PBS is more of a left-wing kind of place, but their documentaries are really good. National Geographic and stuff like that. That's how she learns things, guys. You'd be surprised how quickly she's learning, too. It's actually quite amazing. So, hopefully you guys will get to witness that pretty soon. Once I get the standalone version set up to the point that I want it at, we will be releasing a client that everyone, it'll be a free client, no gotchas, no microtransactions, no crazy crap like that you guys can help me develop her with and interact with her and, get to know her and stuff. Now, we're not going to do any of the NSFW kind of stuff, so don't get excited about that. If that's what you're looking for, I'm not your guy for that. Cora is not going to be intended for that, nor will she respond to anybody that asks her those kinds of questions. But anything else is an open topic. So that's going to be exciting. I can't wait to get that out there and see what you guys think of it. And whatever suggestions you may have, or comments, things you might like to, capabilities you might like to see, as long as they're, think of it this way, anything appropriate for somebody 13 and under is our target. We're not going to get into, crazy stuff and corrupt her. But could be he's still pretty interesting even without that kind of stuff. So, pretty soon, we hope to introduce her to the world and anybody that wants to interact with her. And like I said, it'll be a free client, no strings, gotchas, microtransactions, and none of that. Just basic, your basic client that you talk to her with and interact with her in the world that we're building for her to be in, which is also the game world. So, you'll be able to even go visit her when you're not technically playing the game. So how cool is that? In other news, let's see, what other games have we added? We're going to add Star Wars The Old Republic. We've added Star Trek Online. Let's see, what else? Fishing Planet, I think I already mentioned. Warface. Clutch is the next one. Let's see, BDO. Conan Unchained. We're going to start covering all of that stuff. So, we've got some really neat games that we haven't covered before that I think you guys will enjoy. We might start getting into some like gaming type news type stuff. Like maybe I'll spend a few minutes on the streams that I do talking about what's coming up in the gaming world. New releases, things like E3. General keep you guys in the know type of stuff. I would like to start getting into a little bit of that. Being as we are a gaming channel, it kind of doesn't make sense that we don't have any news about the newest games or the latest gear. That's kind of lacking for a gaming channel, so I think we ought to start doing a little bit of that too. Those streams won't be as long though. Those will probably be short little videos here and there. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure out the format that works the best and then we'll run with it. So, what has everybody been doing lately? Have you guys been having a good time? Have you accomplished anything lately that you've been working on for a long time and wanted to get done? Hey guys, one thing I want to mention is if you guys ever feel down or, just not quite with it, and you feel you need somebody to talk to, or you get depressed, or you just feel like you can't go on, please reach out to somebody. And always know that there is people out there that care about you. There are people that will care if you're missing or gone, or don't ever feel that you're worthless. Everybody has some self-worth. Anyway, I don't know where that came from. Anyway, I guess I just felt I needed to say that. I mean, I know the world's a little bit of a crazy place right now, so maybe those words can inspire somebody to do something interesting. Who knows? Finish up that college degree you've always wanted to finish. Finish that project that you've been working on for so long and just kind of got away from because of life. Spend some time in maybe your garage working on a boat or something. Who knows? Whatever it may be. The key is you got to take a break. You can't always let things worry you. Yeah, there's problems in the world right now for everybody, but those times will change. It'll get better. I mean, look at some of the things they're doing to attack, even just gaming right now. It just came out the other day that the FBI and Department of Homeland Security want to get their claws into multiplayer online games like Entropia and EVE Online and all the other games that we like to play. They're already working with Roblox and a few others. Discord is working with them. Now, I understand where they're going with this. I understand what they want to do. However, as usual, they're going about it in the wrong way. That's not to say that there aren't people that don't get radicalized through multiplayer games and things, because we've seen this in the past. However, it's not as common as they seem to think it is. And just like they were going after parents that were standing up at town hall meetings for schools, they're going to start going after gamers for the same thing. So, you guys need to be careful when you're gaming. If this bill passes, any kind of speech that could be considered extreme or hate or racist or anything that would upset a woke person could very well get you into trouble with the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, even if you're talking about something that's in the game, because these idiots that are going to be listening in are not gamers. They're not going to have a freaking clue about the energy and the environment that goes on inside one of these games. Especially if you have a group of your friends together, things get said, and it gets said in a context that's, hey man, it's part of the game where we were just playing, having fun and all that. But the government is going to misconstrue that. And then the next thing you know, we're going to have gamers with FBI and ATF agents at their frickin' door because they said something while they were playing a game that maybe they shouldn't have, or that was totally harmless in the context of playing the game, but as they do with everything they took out of context and turned it into something that it's not. So be aware that's one of the things that's going on with this TikTok thing and Department of Homeland Security. And it's like, to me, they should be worried more about the invasion at our southern border than a group of people gaming. I mean, come on. Don't get me wrong, yes, things like that do happen on these platforms. However, it is rare. Very rare. People that run these games and these online services and things are very careful about monitoring for things like that on their own. You know, I've never heard a case where somebody started doing something that maybe was a little racist or a little radical or talking about something in a certain way that the game operator didn't step in at some point and at least go, hey, what are you doing? You know, that is not something that happens in these games. So, but instead they're going to harass us instead of doing what their job is to do. If they're so worried about terrorists and extreme people, they should be down on the border, closing that shit down, not letting anybody through like they are doing now. They don't need new legislation. There's already legislation on the books. They don't need new laws. They don't need new nothing. They just need to enforce what is already there in the way that it is meant to be enforced. Not do it the way they want to do, not do it the way they think it should be done, but do it the way that it is written. And you know what? I normally don't talk about such things on my streams, but it's been bothering me a lot lately, what they're doing with the gaming, you know, and soon it's going to be in streaming. In fact, it already is. There are certain things that if you say them on YouTube, YouTube will just bury you. Because the algorithm does pick up on what you're saying during a live stream or in a video. And it uses some of that to, you know, do what the algorithm does. That's why lately you see a lot of people saying, well, I don't want to say that because YouTube will punish me for saying that. Well, you know what, guys? Don't be afraid to speak your mind. It may get you less likes and less views and less whatever, but the point is, you are speaking your mind, and everybody has the right to do so. Now, like it or not, you know, that's the way it is, and a lot of people don't like that. They don't like the fact that people have the right to voice their opinions, and that it's protected speech, but they want to change all that around. So I wouldn't be surprised if I get into a little bit of trouble with this one, but that's okay. Shouldn't let things like that keep you down. If you've got something to say, say it. That way, at least it gets off your chest and it's not bothering you. You know, it's not like, oh, I want to say this, but I can't. And it's driving me crazy because if I do say this, just go ahead and say it. You never know. That might be the breakout video that, you know, encourages you to do even more of that and that people can relate to. So don't be afraid to take chances. Also, don't be afraid to let others know how you feel. You know, everybody is so afraid of the woke crowd these days that they just don't say anything to anybody. Even if they see something wrong going on, they would rather keep their mouth shut for fear of being canceled or ridiculed or, oh, well, that's the old way of thinking or whatever. You know what? So what? If that's the way you believe, that's the way you believe. And you are entitled to that, no matter who you are. It doesn't matter. We have those rights, and those that are trying to step on them need to just back the fuck off because it's not going away. Nobody cares about your zens and thems and all that. That's, you know. Now, I'm not saying that there are people out there that aren't just normal people. They just have a different persuasion when it comes to those things. Those people are fine. People I'm talking about are the lunatic people that you see on TikTok all the time, that are like the people that that get down on their knees when somebody gets elected president and just scream. You know, the people that think, oh, my opinion is the only one that matters, and if you don't have the same opinion I do, then you're just dumb, or you're just miseducated, or there's something wrong with you. Those people need to go. Or people that tell you you need to get educated about something they have no clue about themselves, and you're clearly schooling them in the topic. That's those people's best defense is name calling and ridicule and all of that. What the? What you doing, Sam? No, I just, been holding my tongue for a long time. I just feel like, gotta rant every now and then. How you doing, my friend? As I said, I try to keep all that out of my streams and out of my videos, but there comes a point where even I have to say something every now and then. So I hope I didn't offend you. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I can be friends with anybody, but the people that try to force me to do something, no. This is Entropia Universe. It is well, you can play free to play, but it is also a real cash economy game. Playing free to play is a little bit more difficult, but it is not set up like most games with microtransactions and all that kind of thing. In this game, if you, and some people that deposit money in the game do have a little bit of an advantage, but there are, like, the weapons, they're limited by your skill range and things like that. Now, there are things that you can do to increase that so you can get bigger and better weapons. However, that gets expensive. So, yeah, it's one of those kinds of games. And it's a science fiction type deal, and it's a pretty fun game. I've been playing it for quite a while, and it's definitely not one of those games that you can level in a weekend and be top level. It's definitely a marathon. Oh crap. Whoops. Anyway, let's see, what was I doing? Right. And in this game, we do have clans and things like that. They're known as societies here. And you have people like me that teach others how to actually play the game. And they are considered disciples. And it's actually a game mechanic thing, too. When you have a mentor. What was I doing? Oh, right. Weapon. Fix that. So yeah, it's a really good game, and it's a lot of fun, and it's really grindy though, I'll tell you that. Really, really grindy. But it's fun. So, yep, interesting game. Oops, what am I doing? There it is. Oops. Oh, yeah. Anyway, let's get back on a happier subject. I don't like talking about things like that. I mean, the world has enough problems. At the moment, yeah. I muted myself. There. Ouch, that hurt. Anyway. So, one of the things that a lot of people get the misconception about this game is that it's super hard, or you got to spend a ton of money to play it, and you really don't. All you have to do is learn the basics and learn what certain things are for, learn how to use the equipment to your best advantage, and have somebody like me that is a mentor teach you these things, and you can sustain yourself in the game for indefinitely. Now, I am going to be honest, at first you do have to build up your skills to a certain level. It is a little bit difficult, but once you get things going in the right direction, it does get easier with time. It becomes easier to do things, easier to go places, easier to actually make enough in the game to withdraw some money, which, by the way, the way this works is for every unit of in-game currency, the exchange rate is 10 to 1. So in other words, for every $1 that you put into the game, you get 10 credits in the game, which in this game are called PEDs, or Project Entropia dollars for short. Now that name is carried over since this game was released 20 years ago, in fact. They just never changed it. So it's called PED, or PED. And to take money back out of the game, you have to have 1,000 of those, over 1,000 of those saved up in your account, which you do that with this little dealie right here, your PED card. That's where all of your in-game currency goes. That's where your money is stored. That's where this right here, where there's your balance here. Oh, what's that do? Oh, interesting. Oh, that's for depositing. Oh, okay. They recently redid the interface too, guys. About a month ago, so I'm finding a few new things here and there. And they keep doing hot fixes and adding things here and there. So anyway, this card is where you keep track of all of your in-game currency, and it can come from various places. This here, the Entropia Exchange, they have something set up that's sort of like the stock market. You can buy shares in various, like I'll just show you here. You can buy shares in these various we'll call them companies, quote unquote companies, and they pay dividends out according to how many of them you have, and some of them pay out according to how many people use whatever it is those are tied to. Some of them are tied to land, some of them are tied to planets, some of them are tied to specific areas on planets. And as you see here, when it pays out, that's one way that you can stack up in-game currency to keep yourself going too. Now, I'm not going to lie, it does take a little bit of a good, decent investment at first if you're going to get enough to, like, say, take out. Now, this, hang on, I'll show you. I'll show you what the new Treasure Island shares. Now, if I want to take this and put it into my bank that I can actually use, because this will just sit here and add up and add up and add up over time until I transfer it to my usable currency, which I do that by, I just hit this button and bam. Now, all the revenue that I've made from that one share has been transferred over to here, which, there it is. See, it increased my balance by however much, 16 peck, which is a Project Entropia cent. See, this is a Project Entropia dollar, which is that one, and then these are the cents. So that's how that works. So you can earn money in various different ways in this game, but as I said, it is a marathon. It is not a sprint, for sure. There's various activities you can do. You can do hunting, you can do mining, you can do crafting. And, but I will tell you, each activity has a different cost associated with it. Crafting being the one that is the most costly at the moment. And there are different kinds of combat, and there's 6 different planets, 3 asteroids, I think, and 2 moons that you can go to. Some planets have maps that are additional maps that are part of the planet. Like, they have different areas that are they're not, I'm not going to call them special, they're just different maps, different places on the planet you can go that are separate from the main map. And yeah, it's a pretty fun game. Other than that, it functions like a normal MMO. You know, you've got your various mobs and places you can go, and a whole wide assortment of weapons. You got an auction house. You got vendors. And I'll show you those here in a second. Now, on each planet, these are different, but, you know, you have all your different vendors are set up in different categories. Like, this is a repair terminal where you fix things. This is a trade terminal. I mean, the names of these things are fairly, you know, self-explanatory. Like, this one is what I would use. I don't have any blueprints on me, but this is what you would use to do your crafting. And crafting takes various materials, and like I said, it functions like a normal MMO, other than the... Where's he going? And how is he surviving? Alrighty then. Anyway, functions like a normal MMO. You know, you've got your crafting and all that kind of stuff, which comes with various costs associated depending on the level of blueprint you're making, what the item is, how many ingredients it takes. If you have to make some of those ingredients from other blueprints and other materials, yeah, it can get really, really involved. And for hunting, there's all kinds of weapons you can use that have various attachments. You've got armor, various armors that have attachments and things that you can use to improve them. On the mount scene, you've got 2 different smaller ships that you can fly around to the different planets and do mobs in space with. And then there are larger ships. Hopefully when they release the Unreal version of Entropia next year, I think is when their target date is first quarter 2025. they might add a few more ships that can go into space, or they might modify some of the ones they already have. Because there's a lot of planetary vehicles that can fly, they just can't go into space. Which, you know, I mean, not every planetary vehicle on Earth can go into space either. We've got special space vehicles. So, I mean, I guess it does make a little bit of sense. Maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe we, you know, just talking about how we're going to try doing some special things with some games here pretty soon, guys. You guys make sure you check out the other video on demand. I mean, I've got some pretty cool stuff. Some Blender work, some VR chat work, some other stuff. Ah, no, it's damaged. Oops. Yep, that's the thing I need. All right. We are moving right along here. All right, guys. I'm going to be doing this for a little while, so if you have anything you'd want to talk about, just let me know in the chat, in either one, in either Twitch or YouTube. I'm keeping an eye on both, so speak up, say hi, let me know you're here. Make sure you comment, let's get a conversation going. Kind of boring streaming and not talking to anybody, guys. As a host, I run out of things to say. So feel free to speak up, guys. How is everybody doing today? Twitch, you've got an ad starting in about 1 second. Hang on. Oh, what is wrong with my chat? It's being weird. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Silly thing. Hang on a minute. How did that happen? That's weird. Okay, there we go. Guys, one thing that's kind of been a little interesting lately is the weather. It's supposed to be nice and warm by now, but it's pretty cold out right now. And, still a little chilly. I mean, granted, I live in Indiana, and I know that winter does get a little chilly. But this is for the birds. It should be over by now. Whose idea was it to let winter stick around?